The ancient teachers of this science promise impossibilities and perform nothing. The modern masters promise very little. They alone know that metals cannot be transmuted and that the elixir of life is a chimera. But these philosophers, whose hands seem made only to dabble in dirt and eyes that bore over the microscope or crucible, haven't they performed marvels? They have penetrated into the deeper recesses of nature and show how she works in her hiding places.
When we were together, we were indeed never lacking in laughter. Dear Victor, do write back to us.
And at that instant, Prometheus knew the artifice which he would construct, with which to exalt man over all else.
And Prometheus, Titan of fire, did draw branch o'er Helios's fiery chariot, and secreted it down to the mortal.
Assault the senses with stimuli, and the body goes into shock, a shock similar to the process of birth.
To days, to weeks, to months, to years, in this study of microscopic proportions, has aminos formed to ribonuclei, to deoxyribonuclei, to cellular, to ventricle, intestinal, aortal. Nervousness has ripped this happy mind of mine to shreds, like so many ribbons of double binary. And now, upon this dreary night in November, I shall witness the accomplishment of my toil.
For Prometheus, Titan of fire, did steal an ember from the fires of Zeus,
The son of Olympus.
Rise, rise, you would be alive by the light of the fire I bring forth to the world. Never again shall we confront with fear the darkness of death. Drink deep, my love, fruit of my body and labours. Thou shalt drink deep upon the nectar of fire, and be alive! Be alive!
Prometheus, Titan of fire, was condemned to spend all eternity punished for his gift to better mankind.
No, what have I done? Thy eyes are abominable. God, what have I inflicted upon this earth? Thou art no man. Thou art monster! No mortal can support the horror of thy countenance. What is this I have done? Abomination of my abominations.
Dear Victor, of my heart aches to think upon our separation. Since my heart ever yours must have been kind. The news of the date of your return to the place of your peace, where I, your beloved, awaits. Dear Victor, how else may I relay such misfortune has struck us, where you might have expected a happy return to our home that's been torn apart by grief has not left us since last week. Dear Victor, 'twas Thursday when your brothers and I walked the plain Palais. The day was warm and so beautiful was everything we prolonged our walk till it was dusk when we realized that William was missing. Dear Victor, William is dead. By the time we found him at 5 in the morning, his little body was prone and limp with the mark of the murderer's finger upon his neck. Dear Victor, come back to us.
And as the eagle first tore into him, did Prometheus first cry out in regret? Did he curse at those he had helped? And as it dawned on him, slowly, that his fate would be thus for eternity, as the eagle picked savagely into him, spilling his entrails, he screamed into the sky.
intensity of the senses seized me. I saw, smelt, heard, felt, senses tangling in each other. I remember something pulling. I stumbled, descended, pursuing, pursued. I lurched away from all light that was oppressive to me. Light burned into my skin, like claws of flesh. In this manner, I stumbled away from all into the forest, where I slaked my thirst upon a brook and was overcome by sleep. It was dark when I awoke. I was cold and frightened at finding myself so desolate. I knew and could distinguish nothing. Feeling pain invading me from all sides, I lay my head in the dirt and wept. Soon gentle light stole into the heavens. I gazed at it with a kind of wonder. And slowly, so slowly as night became day, and days became weeks, the world became alive. From what before had been dark and opaque, I could distinguish insect, flower, blackbird from nightingale. The air was full of sound and light, and my body trembled as I breathed deep into my flesh.
Reborn.
In the vein of Olympian superstition, Prometheus creates man from new clay.
Never before has clay been so volatile.
And as the new fire envelops the world, would Prometheus forget his old caveat and cause his own punishments anew?
In the wax I have created a demon of fire. In the vein of superstition I have created another. In the torpid forge of lame Hephaestus did I cripple myself with the lack of warmth. What have I done? What have I done? What am I doing? To unloose upon the world for a sliver of solace.
No, I cannot. I cannot conceive of this monster one more time. It is beyond contemplation. I have travelled so far and for so long, and now in this desolate place I see. I shall not birth a second horseman. I shall go no further. I cannot. I will not.
I had feelings of love and affection, only to have them requited by detestation and scorn. Beware! Your hours will pass in dread and misery, and soon thy sword shall fall.
Villain, before thou signest my death warrant, be certain the noose be not around thy own neck.
Blasphemy passions, but revenge shall burn brighter than ever.
And Prometheus, once again punished thus, forgotten of his singular caveat, was Prometheus set free. For finally, Herculean pain had shed his long-time bonds. Upon the icy tundra of despair did Prometheus make a vow, never to return, ever to decry the trappings of life, of comfort, of company, of all things that would take from the one thing left to him, revenge.
For I swear upon the fire and the sun and the burning frenzy of revenge, I shall take the breath from thy lips and rob thee of the life you so ungratefully assert. Mark this poor wretch, for your doom is written upon my palm and indelibly inscribed upon